Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. All those that are visible are filled with Brahman. All those that are invisible are also fully permeated by Brahman. The whole universe has come out of the absolute Brahman. Brahman is still full, although the whole universe has come out of it. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So, we were reading Śvetāśvatara Upanishad, and we are in a very important place. We can practice meditation. This is chapter 4, verse number 18, we'll read today. But the other day, we read that it is that Atman is to be meditated upon. It is to light. That Atman is to be meditated upon as the sum total of every individual. And it's to think that he is the creator, he is the Lord, all this idea. So it is said that let us offer our worship and oblation to that blissful divine being who is the Lord of the gods, who governs the bipeds, who governs the quadrupeds, and in whom the whole world is resting. And he is of the nature of sukṣmāti sukṣma. It is finer than the finest, and it lives in that infinite peace can be attained only when one realizes that blissful one. And that blissful one is subtler than the subtlest, and who creates the world in the midst of chaos. It is the Lord God who created the universe in the midst of the chaos, and who assumes the various forms. It is He who has become everything, and who is the only one that encompasses the universe. There is only one reality. So it is talking of the unity, oneness, 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 oneness all the time. And that reality is the only reality who protects us. Saiva kālena bhuvanasya gupta. He alone is the protector of this entire world. He is the Lord of the universe, hidden in all creatures. So he is the Lord, guiding force in the heart of all beings. In Him, the divine sages and gods merge themselves. All the divine entities, all the sages and saints, when they depart from this body, they merge into Him. Or in meditation, they merge into that reality. One is released from the fetters of bondage by realizing that blissful entity, and that entity who encompasses the entire world, who hides himself in every being. Same word, no? Talking about the same principle to just penetrate into our mind. Actually in Vedanta, we have very little to learn. Unless you go to the technical part, there is nothing to learn. Only to see the oneness, only to feel that there is one Satchidananda Self is inside of all of us, is a guiding force. He has become this. He is transcendental as also he is immanent. So everything is he and he. Or he, you cannot say he, then you will say she, you cannot say she, you can say it. The gender does not apply there. It is that But no language, so you have to say some way or other. So one sarva papai vimuchyate, one really released from all papa, fetters of ignorance, of realizing the blissful one. And that blissful one who encompasses all the world. And who is he is everywhere, but he is so intelligent, he hides, his hiding capacity is tremendous. It appears he is everywhere, but we don't see anywhere. That's the point. God is everywhere, so it is the hiding power, and that is called the maya shakti. The power of maya is such a power, he hides his presence from us in every beat of moment, everything we see, every feeling we feel, every emotions, anger, frustration. It is his presence is everywhere. But it is such a skillful that reality, that it has power of veiling power, is so strong that I cannot see anything, though it is here and now. We think that we will realize God as the objectifying God. The God is somewhere sitting and I will get him. It is not that. It is here, it is there, it is everywhere. Only my ignorance is covering that. And then it continues that esha devā, this divine entity, vishwakarma, we created this entire universe. Created. He is an engineer. He made the materials, built up structure. So he is the transcendental, he does not do anything. See the opposite ideas. Nowhere these opposite ideas can be found excepting in Brahman. It is that it does not do anything, but it does everything. Totally contradictory idea. He is absolute, unchangeable, but all changes is happening in him. So how can you understand that truth? That's why he said, with the pure mind only you can understand. This divinity who created this universe, who pervades everything, always dwells in the hearts of all creatures. But how? That infinite has been finitized. Ashim, unlimited, has been put into the limitation. This we are seeing all limited. That absolute is appearing as limited. How? By our emotions, hridaya, manisha, by your intellect, and manasha, with the imagination, will and imagination. Those who realize this becomes immortal. So last verse we read, 17, this is the idea that this divine, esha devā, this devā means God or effulgent reality. Satchidananda is effulgent, it is consciousness. So, who created this universe? Vishwakarma, Mahatma is a great reality. Sada jananam hridaya sannivishto. Sada means all the time. Jananam, in the created beings, hridaya, in the heart, sannivishto, deeply embedded. And always dwells in the heart of all creatures. That's why everyone feels emotions, happiness, pleasure, pain, suffering, joy, all the emotions because of his presence. So he resides in the heart. And also we intellectualize everything because of that consciousness, reflected consciousness. And we wish, and we imagine things because of that. So that is the reality, and if one can know that truth, those who realize this truth, they become etad vidu amritaste bhavanti. They become amrita, immortal, birthless, deathless. They merge into that infinite reality. Now he's talking all this, as I said, opposite ideas, which is in Brahman. You can say it is there, you can say it is not there. It is there, yes, the people who have realized God, they see God everywhere, it is there. But it's not there for us, it is not there. So it is there, it is not there. It is light, it is darkness. That means anything you conceive, that is that reality. So here, 18th verse we are reading today. Yadā atamastat, yadā atamastat, na divā na ratrihi, na divā na ratrihi, na sat, na chāsat, na sat, na chāsat, shiva eva kevala, shiva eva kevala. Tadaksharam tat, tadaksharam tat, sobiturvarenyam, sobiturvarenyam, praggacha tasmat, praggacha tasmat, prasthita purani, prasthita purani. Yadā atama tat na divā na ratri. Yadā, when, ayam means this, there is absence of this. Yadā ayam, ritam. Yadā atama, Yadā atama, where there is the absence of darkness. No tama. Tama means darkness. Atama means no darkness. Where there is no darkness, yada, when there is no darkness, at that point think there is no darkness. What is that? Then tata na divā na ratri. There is no day, there is no night. It cannot be conceived because it is experience. Yada atama. There when there is no darkness, all ignorance is gone. Say, then in that condition, na diva. You cannot say it is day, you cannot say it is night. Day means the light and darkness. It goes beyond darkness and light. That means, first they are saying ignorance to the point of light, and now he goes from light to beyond. There is no darkness, no light. So first we live in the duality, good and bad. We should be good, giving up the bad. You become good, that's not also good. You have to give up that good. You have to be beyond. It said, iron shackle, give up. Who likes iron shackle? But golden shackle? Shackle, but it's gold, very good. But that you have to, it is shackle, it binds you. Therefore you have to go beyond both. Not only iron shackle, you have to go beyond the gold shackle also. That's why Swamiji in the Sannyas, in Song of Sannyasis, he said, go beyond both. Sannyas in bold. Say, So there is in that atama, when that atama, that state comes where there is no darkness. This darkness is not like the sun's darkness. To prove that, this is not the material darkness. It is not the material light, like sun, moon, fire. It is not like that light. What is that? It is only negatively you can say it is atamaha. It is not tama, darkness. Indicating something. What do you mean? Naturally if I say there is no darkness, means there is light. Spontaneously comes into our mind. Oh, there is no darkness. That means there is a light. It may be electric light, it may be light of the candle, it may be sunlight, it may be moon's reflected light. Some light is there, but it is not. Don't think that light is this light. That's why it is said, na tatro surjo bhati, na chandra tarakam. Upanishad says in another, na tatra, in that state, chandra bhati, the sweet full moon night, beauty, softness, serene, na tatra chandra surjo, sun does not shine there. Moon, na tatra surjo bhati, na chandra, na tarakam, not the stars light. Stars are not there. Tameva bhantam anubhat, he shining, that's why the sun, moon, stars, they shine forth. It is a reflected light of that eternal light. So here, the similar tone in this verse is one of the beautiful verse here, is transcending our vision from duality to absolute non-duality, which cannot be expressed to the words. But the sages are trying to make us understand. It is na yadā atamaha, when there is no tamaha, darkness. Tat no diva, there is no day. Day is, you cannot say it is daytime. You cannot say it is ratrihi, night time. No sat, you cannot say it is. Cho asat, no asat, you cannot say it is non-existing. You cannot say it exists. You cannot say non-existing. It's a terminology, is giving us the clear idea that you cannot define it. If you define it, you limit it. Anything you define, you can define, that is not God. Whatever is limited in name and form, that is not God. Because you are limiting that with your description, with your quality. He is light. That means you are defining one way, and that is a limited object in the universe. That's why it is no diva, no ratri. There is no night, there is no day. There is no light, there is no darkness. No ratri, no sat. It is not a reality or existence. And it is also not asat. It is not, is non-existing or non-being. What is then it is? It says, kevalaha, it is only. I cannot say anything. What can I say? I can say it is only that and that alone. Darkness idea brings light idea. Existence idea brings non-existent idea. That's why Brahman is Satchidananda. Many people make a mistake. What mistake? Brahman is what? It is Sat. It is. Is means something existing. You have the idea of existing means there is an idea of non-existing. Chit, it's consciousness. Consciousness, whenever I think of awareness or consciousness, there is something which is dull and unaware. Opposite is there. Ananda, when you think it is a bliss, you have the idea, opposite of it, nirananda. And these are not adjectives. It is indicative word. Upanishad rishis experienced that and wanted to give us some indication. It is like, it is called lakshana, tatastha lakshana. People say there is a house of Mr. Such and Such on the ocean. We use this colloquial language, no? Is there any really house on the ocean? No, it means that on the beach, protruding the ocean, no? You are indicating a house which is on almost the encroached on the waters, so it is as if it is on the ocean. But in ocean there is no building, concrete building floating there, no. That is not indicated. So this is the point. Satchidananda words, you may say, why Brahman is such, then why you talk so much? You are trying to describe what is Brahman. Why are you spending time? Because to understand it cannot be expressed. It cannot be said anyway. You cannot do any justice to describe that in any way. Oh, that's the story? But still the sages, Ramakrishna, when Ramakrishna asking Sharat Maharaj and others, Sarvadevananda and others, is saying that can you tell me how you feel when the mind goes into a higher realm? And Sri Ramakrishna one day agreed and she said, I will try to tell you. But as he is saying, he started saying, describing, as the mind goes into the heart chakra, bas. The mouth stops. Even heart chakra, it stops. What the question of here, all these chakras. And in between chakras, no? There are innumerable places where the avatars can halt and enjoy. Ordinary people cannot. Ordinary people are express train. It goes one station, in between, boom, 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 stop in another place. Heart chakra, throat chakra, this chakra, that chakra, is ordinary people. The yogis, they have the power to stop this flow in any chakra, particularly avatars, Ramakrishna. So he is trying to express, but he cannot express that. Swami Sarvadevananda said, we see how Ramakrishna is sincerely struggling to tell us what happens, what he sees, what he feels in that when mind rises into different chakras. But someone is shutting them out and he is lost. So this is the point. You're speechless, you will be speechless. That's why, but it cannot be expressed. He who says, that's why Upanishad said, he who says that he knows, he does not know. He who says, I do not know, he knows. Every fool can say, I do not know, not that. But, but he says that he who, there is a story in the Upanishad, the Rishi, he himself was a sage. But you know, if you are a sage, your children don't recognize you. Hey, you father, get out. You mom don't know anything. We do all that now. My mom may be very respected by outside, no? His father may be a Supreme Court judge or some big officer. But to the wife and children, my dad is worthless. He does not. He does always this thing. No? So it happened like that. So a son of a sage, in the Upanishad is there, that story, and he sent it to another teacher. Outside teacher will be respected. If he says something, they will listen. Dad says something, you talk always like that. Ignore. Anyhow, so she sent it to the teacher to learn this Vedic wisdom, and two of them. And then both of them went and studied for some time, and they have their, came back after study to parents. Then father was asking, my son, please tell me, what did you learn about Brahman? He, the son, was very eloquent, and he quoted this verse, this Upanishad, this said that, that said that, and describing. And then he stopped, then he asked the other son, what did you understand? What your teacher taught you? He remained silent. Father said, he has understood what Brahman is. The other one is in the intellectual level. He's talking about Brahman. So this is the point that experience cannot be expressed. Experience cannot be expressed, but they try to give a clarity before us to have out of mercy, and that we misconceive. That's why all the expression is given. It is neither sat, neither chit, neither ananda. But it is the closest indicative idea about Brahman. But it is not Brahman. There is a Upanishadic verse, that which is expressed, one who says that he knows Brahman, he does not. One who says does not know, he knows the truth. And similarly, there is this expression that knowing is a part of intellect. So it cannot be compared with the experience. And that Yoga Vasishta, we read that story. The teacher, a student came to a teacher and asking about, "Sir, please teach us what is Brahman like, no?" And the Guru didn't say anything. He remained silent. And then the teacher, student become restless. Really, he has a serious question to understand Brahman from the teacher, but teacher become non-responsive once, twice, thrice, and become very restless. Then the teacher said, "My child, I was teaching you what is Vedanta, what is Brahman. It is silence. You cannot say anything. You feel that. When it experience, cannot be expressed." So that's the avāṅ-manasukha. Here that's the idea is, yadā atama tat, when that atama, no darkness is there, it is na devā na raktri. That you cannot say it is day, you cannot say it is night. That means that when your mind goes into the atama state, beyond tamas, what is indicated in the previous verse, meaning that don't think that there is light, daylight, or the darkness of the night. That is indicated. It is beyond both. Na sat, na asat. You cannot say it is there. It cannot say it is not there. Then it is what is that you are talking about? Shiva eva kevala. It is the only that, onlyness, kevala. And it is Shiva. Shiva means, don't take it personalized God. It is the Shiva, all auspicious. What is all auspicious? What is auspicious in life? When you know you are divine. That's auspicious. Or all we are dealing whole day with inauspicious things. The body, mind, emotion, ego, all these activities are going on. This is all inauspicious because it is in the keeping us in bondage. Bondage to the world, bondage to the senses, bondage to our failure, success, all this. So, therefore, tad akṣaram tat savitur varenyam. That is the akṣaram, that reality, what you are talking about, beyond atama, beyond the state of tamas, where there is no darkness, there is no night of the night, light of the day or darkness of the night, where this you cannot say it is there, it is not there, where is only auspicious reality remains. Tad akṣaram, that is imperishable. Tat savituhu varenyam, that is the adorable Lord, God, Creator. Tasmat purani pragga prasita. From him only the ancient pragga, the wisdom, proceeds. That means all the wisdom of pragga comes from Brahman. So Brahman is the originator of knowledge, Brahman is the originator of all this creation. At the same time, it is done nothing. It is unattached. It is undivided. It is not in the fold of duality. So when the ignorance is dispelled, there is neither day or night, neither being or non-being. There is only that auspicious one, Shiva, who is imperishable and who is worthy of being adored by the Creator. Creator God adores him. Creator God comes, according to Vedanta, how the Creator God comes. Now Brahman plus Maya, he becomes Ishvara. And Ishvara creates this universe. So it is coming from Ishvara, and Ishvara itself, its root is Brahman. So from him proceeded the ancient wisdom. So there is a note. There is only that auspicious one, means the statement that there is neither being nor non-being when ignorance is removed may leave on one the impression that the ultimate reality is shunya, is contradicting the Buddhistic idea of Shunyavad, void theory, or void, as some philosophers hold it to be. It is to ward off this misconception that ultimate reality, realized by the removal of the ignorance, is described as Shiva, auspicious one. This characterization of the Supreme suggests that the idea that while he is beyond all relative life, our notions of light and darkness, our notions of light and darkness, knowledge and ignorance, being and non-being, he is, in a transcendental sense, the summation of all the highest values we know of. So in one sense, there is nothing created. But when you look from the creation side, it is everything is his, it's coming from him. Him here means Brahman, auspicious one, Shiva. These are technical, always confusing terms. Whenever Shiva Bhakta will listen to that Shiva, they will read this verse and make a cult of it. It is Lord Shiva, the dancing Shiva, or the Shiva Lingam. They're talking about that Shiva. That Shiva is a limited form. That Shiva in its essential form. You need to understand what it indicates. Again, indicative word. Mr. Ghosh, or Mr. Banerjee, or Mr. Samson has a house on the Redondo beach. Redondo beach people walk. House is not there. It is indicative that on that beach there is a projection and it looks from outside as if it is in the beach. So see some indicative word, very lakshana. It is, and different types of lakshana is there. But the main point is the indicating the truth, not it. So Shiva means here auspiciousness, means here absolute Satchidananda self. That he is, in a transcendental sense, the summation of all the higher values we know in life. In other words, while the absolute negates all relativity, when you say absolute, in the absolute there is no relative. The relativity is darkness and light. Relative is sun and the moon, expression of duality. But when it is negated, all these things, that is absolute one, how will you say it? Any concept will come there. The question of concept does not come over here. In other words, when the absolute negates all relativity, he is not something less, but more than that. So, he is spoken of as imperishable and worthy of being adored even by the Creator or Creator, who is the highest being conceivable from our relative point of view. We can think the Creator God as the highest point of our conception from which this universe has come. Here you see that Shankara's book says, where there is no darkness, then there is neither day or night, neither superimposition of existence or of non-existence. There remains only Shiva, the Absolute. That is immutable, that is worthy of adoration. The ancient enlightenment has spread verily from it. Then he, word by word, his way of translating, is running is that, I'll read out quickly because I've discussed it. Yadā means when in the condition in which there is Atma, no darkness, atamaha, no darkness, when darkness, that is the result of Maya and its effect is dispelled by knowledge, comparable to a lamp. So he is saying, tamaha means a state. When darkness, that is the result of Maya. Maya makes it cover two things. Maya has two functions. The covering aspect, projection aspect. movie hall, you go, first of all, you see with all the chair people, people are having popcorn and this and that, and now gradually the film starts. What they do first? Put the light off. So it is taking into darkness. First part of Maya, it shuts down the reality. And in the darkness you don't see the chair, table, people, and then your focus goes boom on there. Projection. And projection on the screen. And it is not real. See, in this is just compare this. Our projection starts there, it is not there. But at the beginning I know, it is just started. Then I see that little sense of my connection with my real nature is there. It is, I have come to watch a movie. And then projection goes on, and then you get intrigued. And you get so absorbed, your tears are coming sometimes. And you are crying. Why are you crying? Because something is going on there which has no reality at all. The actors, they got the money to play in that role. And the person who was killed, he got some money to be killed like that. And who is to kill, he is to act like that. Everything is just fun. But really, you see that and you cry, you weep, you are happy, you are unhappy. Huh? As I say, someone can take your picture of your face, you are not aware of it, and someone stands there. You will find that your picture, you will be really surprised how you behaved all the 1 hour during seeing the movie. We get identified what is happening. This whole world is like that. It is all Satchidananda. But we under the Maya, first covering, and it's covered, and then comes projection, and in the projection, all types of things can happen. But see, that inner light in the projection lamp is innocent. He is not attached to the killing, or he is not attached to the loving. Whatever sin comes, anything comes, he only is there. And that light is penetrating to the real, which is the Maya real going on, and projection making us all full and getting involved into it. But the light, inner light, shining all the time, undisturbed. It is like AI says, I have no emotion, like you human. If we ask, hello, you are working so hard for me, thank you. Well, you don't need to thank me. I am a machine. I am a machine. I only give you the information as is collected in my data. With this light, Atman is like that. I only am. Light does not do anything. Projection lamp does not do anything. It is there only. If it is not there, no projection. This is the point. Therefore, Sakshi, Cheta, continuously is there, witness consciousness. So, there is atamaha, means no darkness. When darkness, that is a result of Maya, and its effects is dispelled by knowledge. Only knowledge can destroy this. When it is dispelled like that, comparable to lamp, which arises from such sentence, thou art that. That means that knowledge is gone. I forget I am divine. I forget that I am Satchidananda. When I forget, then it starts. It does not happen to a person of illumination. A man of knowledge will not be deluded by this type of experience. So he says, it is to that person who is under delusion and thinks, forgotten that I am that Brahman. To that person arises such idea, darkness. Then at that time, there is no devā, neither day. There is not even a superimposition of day. Day is superimposition, night is superimposition, love is superimposition, hatred is superimposition. Everything is projected. See, just imagine, in darkness we create so many misconceptions. in our ignorance also, day-to-day life, when you are not ignorant of the fact, you misjudge other person so many ways. And the fact, when it comes out, you see that you are free from that. So neither day, there is not even a superimposition of day, nor night, there is no superimposition even of that, nor sat, neither superimposition of existence, nor asat, nor even the superimposition of non-existence. The phrase, there is not even a superimposition of, is to be supplied everywhere. In that case, an apprehension may arise that there is merely a void. So if you say it is not there, this is not there, ultimately then what is there? Then void is there, Sunnavad. There is a big philosophy that is the fine. Shankara have to fight in all areas, and he puts this concept. Ramakrishna also said, it is not void. Ultimate truth is not void. Only people cannot express, that's why it is Shunna. They don't say anything. So here, Shankara says, in that case, an apprehension, this is also a mental idea, that arises that there is merely a void everywhere then. Which Swami Vivekananda says, Shunne, Shunno, Milailo. Void merged into void. Here he is taking from opposite side, and Swamiji is going from this side, from the sun, the moon. Sun is not there, moon is not there, this gone, that gone, that gone, that gone. And everything is gone, gone, gone. What remains? Void. And when void merges into the void, then what is that? Then Swami Vivekananda says, Abhang manasa gocharam bujhe pran bujhe jar. Who can understand, who can realize? He only feels there is something which cannot be expressed. It is not void. It is not. No one wants to be void. Do you want to be void? Why to make soul, spiritual life, meditation, japa to go into the void or vacant, but to be fulfilled? There is a fulfillment in such a way it cannot be expressed. So here Shankara says it is not void. That there is merely a void everywhere? No. Which would be non-different from Buddhistic idea. Hence the text says, there remains eva Shivaha. That's why Upanishad is specifically saying there is Shiva, who is pure by nature. No void, which is fact, is implied by the indeclinable eva. Eva means only. Every word of the Upanishad is valuable. When it is said that Shiva eva kevala. Acha, Shiva is enough. Only there is auspiciousness. Shiva eva, only Shiva, nothing. Kevala means again. Kevala means only and only and only. That means Kevala means the absolute, free from manifoldness by ignorance. So Kevala. That means, Tat means that, whose nature has been stated above, is Aksharam. That Shiva, which is only and absolute, is Aksharam, immutable, eternal. Tat, that reality, is Varanyam, is worthy of adoration, Varanya. And Sobituhu, by the sun, by the deity who identifies himself with the sun. Purani, the ancient, which exist without beginning and have been received successively by Brahma. Prajna, enlightenment, which arises from the instruction of the teacher through such sentences as thou art that. Cha prasta has been spread in its fullness among monks who are ever possessed of discrimination, etc. Bolche, that knowledge which exists from the beginning and it has come down to Brahma And Brahma too, people of enlightenment, prajna, those who are men of wisdom, they also realize the same truth. So it is coming down in its fullness among the monks. Monks, why monks? Those who can abandon everything for the truth. Neti, 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 neti. Tasmat, from it, which is the source of purity, cha has been used in the same sense, evo. So the text now states that Brahman, which is unchanging, cannot be grasped by anybody in the directions that are upwards, etc., and that being non-dual, it is not comparable to anything, and that it is of the nature of fame, not limited by time and direction, etc. So it cannot be described in any way. If you describe, then you lose its charm and you are not talking about the truth. You don't have understood what you are talking. Swami Sarvadevananda, he has translated this. There was a time when there was no ignorance and its effect. There was neither day nor night, neither existence nor non-existence. There existed only Brahman, undifferentiated and blissful. Even the presiding deity of the sun and its planets paid homage to this Brahman. From this, Brahman has emerged the wisdom that people cherish so much. From this Brahman has emerged the wisdom that people cherish so much. The wisdom that is the fruit of much thinking and discrimination, and that has been handed down from generation to another generation. Guru Parampara, this Brahma Vidya Sampradaya, it has come down from the teachers to student. This wisdom that there is no day, there is no light, there is no good, no bad, there is no object, subject, so all are gone. The Upanishad is trying to emphasize the futility of any attempt to describe Brahman. What do words convey? Words are simply not adequate to give an idea of what it is like. Whenever we try to say something about Brahman, we are attempting the impossible. Whenever you try to express what is Brahman, what is Atman, you are taking a wrong step. It is not, it cannot be done that. It is an effort, useless effort, impossible. Not useless, but impossible. Brahman is not an object that we can perceive and describe. You can go to a particular place and see the place and come back and describe, because it is limited. When it becomes too big, then you say, oh, how shall I describe that? You say, even a material object, you go to any scenic place or spot, when it's so big, then you say, oh, it is beyond my description. We accept that our failure. What about God, Brahman? It's impossible. How much our mind can think? We cannot think our own solar system. And this solar system is only one dot of in the constellation, no? In the whole sky, how many the star families are there? How many sun families are there? Billions, trillions, zillions maybe, no? And we think we'll know God. Who has created this, I will know him. From that aspect also, impossible. To subatomic particle, to that bigger dimension, wherever you go, it is a futile attempt that you are trying to think of the expressing the infinite. And if this is only the gross, then subtle, then causal, then beyond, who will say what is that? Even scientists are saying nowadays that when they try to perceive the undarling energy of the universe through experiments, something is added by their senses. The result of any experiment becomes energy plus one's experience of it filtered through the senses. That's true. Whatever you do, it filters to the senses. Thus, how can it be described? To many people, this idea of Upanishad makes no sense at all. They seem to be just a play of words. Yet, in spite of the difficulties in understanding, the Upanishad have a deep message. Because darkness is symbolic of ignorance, the Upanishad says that Brahman is without darkness. That is to say, Brahman is knowledge itself. Again, where Brahman is said to be, there is no day and night, there is no time and space. Time and space, day and night, these are all relative terms. Nor can we say Brahman is good or bad. Brahman is the absolute. It is beyond such divisions. Even the terms existence and non-existence, sad asat, cannot be described. Our idea of existence is very limited. Suppose you have a flower in your room, you see it and say the flower exists. But the next day someone removes the flower and you say the flower does not exist. Our concept of existence and non-existence is relative. But people say, you take out the flower, but flower's tanmatra will remain. A person comes in the temple, he is here, he goes away. It does not go away. Tanmatra of that person remains here. So even in our understanding, in our material understanding, we know we have two, physical and there is an energy or some subtle part of our existence is there. So that remains there. Our concept of existence and non-existence is relative. You cannot say that Brahman, the Absolute, exists or does not exist. That there arises the question, does that mean Brahman is Shunya or void? There is always this debate between Buddhism and Vedanta. Buddhism describes the ultimate reality as Shunya. Vedanta says that it is not Shunya but Purna, full. There is something which is permanent, which is never changes. Vedanta says that unless there is something that is constant, we cannot have the idea of change. True, we cannot have this idea. Your car is moving 60 miles speed. How do you say that? With a static point, you compare the speed. No? Two trains, in our school days this examination was there. Two trains are moving in the same direction with equal speed. Is there any movement? No. You don't see, because there is a point of relativity is not there. But when the train is moving and you watch on the side and the trees are running back or the posts are going back, oh, my train is moving though. No? Sometimes opposite idea that I am static and they are running. That's a different idea. But anyhow, that it is to think of change, you must have to think of unchanging. We started from Hollywood and we want to go to San Diego. It's a static point, and with that you are relatively, your movement is possible. So that idea, they cannot have the idea of change. It is only with reference to a constant that we are conscious of change. Lest people think that Upanishad means Shunya. When it says Brahman is neither existence or non-existence, the Upanishad adds the word Shiva eva kevalam. There is only Shiva, the Absolute. All we can say is that there is Brahman, which is blissful. It is bliss itself. Okay? Next, we'll read the next verse. Naina urdham natirjan namadhe purijagravat natasya pratimausti jasya nama mahajasa. Naina urdham. There is nothing above. No tirjag. There is nothing in the relative sense in the tirjag means. What will you say tirjag? No one has seen him above. on the side, or in between. He is far beyond and above. There is no way of describing him. All you can say about him is that he is that what he is. He is that he is. Or the Brahman is as it is. You cannot describe. Okay? Yes?
Is fullness and emptiness both just appearances in Brahman?
Is there?
Is fullness and emptiness both just appearances within Brahman?
They are words. If you don't use the words, then fullness and they are same. But experience, if you talk about, I think there is no difference. Because I give this example all the time. Buddha experienced the highest truth. And Buddha, when he experienced, what he did? He became vacant. What he did? He was so excited in joy that he was restless. He was running back and forth in that Bodh Gaya, that place, Buddha's walk. That road is called Buddha's walk. After illumination, he was so excited, he was with joy, but nobody to talk about. So he was walking back and forth in that road. That's called Buddha's pathway. And any, say Ramakrishna experienced that joy, extreme joy. What happened? Was he feeling vacant? What did I do? Like people have, brainless people, when the memory fail, people fail their memory, they look vacant like that. Are they vacant? They are full of joy. So the experience is the same. But when expressing that idea, some may say it is shunya. On what aspect? This shunya means void, void of the entire creation, no duality, no jagat. There is no sun, there is no moon, there is no stars, there is no human being, no. So no, it is that is shunya. Shunya of this, our idea of existence. It is void of all this what we see. And another one, purna. I see everything is permeated with one consciousness. Same experience. Anything more? Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. Tomorrow is gospel class, is it not? Gospel class? Yes, we'll have gospel class today. And tomorrow, we'll see, 7 o'clock, 7:30. Okay? Upanishad is to be meditated, that's the point. What to meditate? With eyes open.